Everybody, it's Brian. I got a really cool project here today. This is the Aviax F2 quadcopter. This was sent to me by GearBest.com to do a review. So let's have a quick look. This is a ready-to-fly model. It's in about the $50 price range, but has quite a few interesting features on it. As you can see, it's just a basic quadcopter style. Runs on a 1S LiPo battery. Has LED lights, which you can turn off and on with the transmitter. It also has a video camera, which records in HD, and you can turn that off and on with the transmitter, as well as taking still photos. That's kind of cool. It's got a regular mode and a headless mode, and I'll explain that a little bit later if you don't know what that is. Also has a what they call a cruise control, which means that it can record up to 40 seconds of flying and then refly the route. Not sure exactly how that works. I've looked in the manual, but we're going to explore it a bit more when we do some flight testing. So let's open the box and see what's inside. All right, here we go. A couple things. First of all, we've got the basic manual, and it looks pretty comprehensive. The basic stuff, how to use the transmitter, how to bind it, how to use the camera, and all that sort of thing. Switching between modes, safety, and replacing parts. Pretty straightforward. We also have this sheet which has some of the upgrade functions: cruise control, headless mode, and fixed altitude shooting. I think that they might be talking about headless mode and fixed altitude shooting as the same thing, and it gives the instructions on how to do those things. So we'll explore those a bit later on. We'll do some flight testing. So here it is. As you can see, it's not very large. I'm not sure what the width is here. We'll have to look at that later. And nice looking things, plastic sort of shape, you know, solid frame, so nice sort of aerodynamic look. It has the 4 marked rotors or propellers on there. Not sure what this is. I think it's just for LED lights. And then red and green LED lights. And I think that the red is the front. Yeah, it looks like that's the thing there, which is, to me, is kind of unusual, but shouldn't be too difficult to do. Has the landing gear. I guess you just pop those on. There you go. And the landing gear doesn't interfere with the camera. Now the camera is removable. I think you have to take off the battery hatch and play with it, but you can remove that. But it gets its power from the battery that's already inside there, and you can adjust this. Now I've read somewhere that you can adjust it from the transmitter. Haven't figured out how I would do that, so I don't think that that's the case. But you can adjust it to be pretty flat or down to get a different angle of view. Okay, let's put that aside. Oh, it also comes with these guards. These, as you can see, have little screws in them, so they have to be screwed into place. And that will sit on here and protect the, protect you from the props. Will protect the model from whacking into stuff too. So. And protect the props from breaking. So I'll probably put those on when we fly it. Comes with a few spare parts. Here's the battery charger. As you can see, it's a USB style, and it plugs directly into the battery, and away you go. It also comes with a screwdriver for assembling. 4 spare props, so 2 A's and 2 B's. And then this little doodad here, which is a USB adapter for the SD card. It comes with a 4 GB internal SD card that you can use to record your videos and your still photos. So that's plenty of time for a few batteries if you run through it, if you want to get more than one battery, but tons of storage. Okay, here's the transmitter. All right, here we go. So we're going to start beeping at me for a minute here. All right, I've plugged this in, so now it's connected. So you can see the lights are on. We've got this flashing light there. Now the lights will turn off and on for certain functions. So, if, for example, they'll flash off and on for the cruise control mode, I think. And we'll see more of that later. And I'm not going to fly right now, so just put it aside. We're going to look at some of the things here. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit so we can see. Okay, so here's the transmitter. As you can see, there's lots of buttons here. There's 4 around the screen here, and then 2 up at the top. The first one here is the 3D flip. So if you want to do a 3D flip, I think you hold this one down, move the right-hand stick, and it'll do a flip in the direction that you want to do it. This is called this conversion key. This is the dual rates. So it gives you 20, 40, 60, and 100% rates. Then you've got your trim buttons, or usual, which you can use to fine-tune the trimming, and your sticks, as we mentioned. Now, the first button on the top right here is the light control, and you can turn the lights off and on. So we push that, lights go off. As you can see, there's the light still on the camera, but that's just to show you. The blue light shows that's off. Okay, and if you turn the switch, the lights come back on. So that's pretty straightforward. The next one is the camera one. Push it quick, and you can see the flash. Now it's taking a picture, so it goes from blue, red, we're taking a picture, and then it goes. If you want to take a video, you press and hold, you get the camera symbol, and that turns to red and flashes to show that we're taking video right now. You want to stop, I think you have to long press, and away you go. Okay, we also have two buttons on this side. These are for the cruise control and the headless mode. Now the headless mode, you turn off and on with this button here, and it will quickly turn into headless mode. Okay, and you should switch this over to mode 2. What that means is that it doesn't matter which way the orientation of the quad is, it will move in direction of the stick. So it's sort of a beginner's mode. It's sort of a mode you can use for the camera. I'm probably not going to use that very much, if at all, but some people find it useful, so that's that. Flip it back, it goes to mode 1, and you're back on the regular, head-to-forward mode. Finally, it's got the cruise control feature, and that is controlled by this one up here. And that one, I'm not sure exactly if it starts and then push it again to get it going. We're going to have to see how that works. But it will also push it, and we get flashing here. Now I think that might be well, okay, now it's recording. Push it again. Yeah, maybe you have to do a long press. No, I'm not certain. There's something to do with it's doing the recording. If you put it in headless mode, you will see these flashing though. So if you look at your quad and you see it's flashing, that means that you're in headless mode, and you can either control it that way or flip it back, and then it'll go back to the regular mode. Okay, that's enough talking. Let's put it in the air and see how it flies. Okay, let's take this little quad for a flight and see what happens. Nice liftoff, a little bit of off level there. Nice and stable. Okay, so I mentioned here, let's give it a bit of trim here, that there was, of course there's wind. There's dual rates on this. It's actually 4 rates. Top rate button, you can hear just 2 beeps, 3 beeps, 4 beeps. That's the more. So if I go hit it again, I'll go back to the first one. So it's pretty, even in the 4, it's pretty slow, in terms of the amount of control inputs that are there. So I've got a bit of a wind here, and I have to be careful. Okay, so that's that. I can turn the lights off. Let's do that. You can see the lights on there. That's just wasting my battery. So I don't know if you can see. Bring it a bit closer. There they go. They're off. Not wasting any battery. I'm going to start recording the video.
put it into our headless mode, and that way I can do cool stuff like pirouetting turns, and it doesn't matter which way it's going. I just go forward and back. See, so right, left. If I change the direction, it's not going to do anything. So I want to come back. Oh, let's get back into my regular mode. There we go, and get used to that. Let's try a flip. Nice. Now sometimes you do a flip, it wants to drop out of the sky. It's because it's getting caught in its own down wash. So you need to move forward. It's called vortex ring state in the real helicopters. And you got to get move, and that gets more lift, and up it goes. Okay, the lights are flashing. I don't know if you can see that. Let's bring it down. That means the battery's getting low. It's time to land. And I even turned the lights off, but those are the flashing. So, the battery's getting low. We're on the ground. And there we go.
Alright, so as you can see, a fun little quad. I like some of the features it's got, the lights turning off and on, being able to control the camera from the transmitter, and the headless mode is cool. I'm not used to it, so it makes it difficult for me to fly, but it has its uses, and also beginners may find it very useful, especially when they're going to do some videography. Nice flying. It's very highly stabilized. Like even I took off the incline, so an off-level takeoff, and it knew to level the quad first before it lifted off the ground, and it did that very nicely. Also, I think that the whole control stick, the right-hand stick, is essentially controlling the angle of bank. You're not going to be able to do a loop with this unless you use the eversion feature or whatnot. So, all right, so that's the Aviax F2, which is available from GearBest at gearbest.com. Check out the description below for a coupon that's good till June 30th. Thanks for watching.